Minasan, konbanwa, soshite yokoso, Sportsland Sugo. Welcome everybody on this beautiful last but one episode of All Japan Sports Prototype Championship here on the beautiful venue of Sportsland Sugo. That is a motorsport facility in the town of Murata, Shibata District, Miyagi Prefecture, Japan. It opened in 1975 and is one of the largest motorsports facilities in Japan, with a total area of 2.1 million square meters. It offers 4 specialized race courses: a road racing course, the one that we are viewing now, a motocross course, a trials course, and a go-kart course. Events raced here are many. We can mention the Super GT, the Super Formula, the MFJ Superbikes All Japan Road Race Championship, and the Super Taikyu. The facility also used to host a Superbike World Championship round from 1988 until 2003, and a D1 Grand Prix event. Currently, from the month of May, here we can see the MFJ Superbikes All Japan Road Race Championship already mentioned. In June, the Asia Road Racing Championship, Super Formula Championship and Super Formula Lights. July, the Super Taikyu. August, the Ferrari Challenge Japan. September, the Super GT and the F4 Japanese Championship. We arrived then in October for the Formula Regional Japanese Championship, also named Sugo Champion Cup Race Series. In November, the TCR Japan Touring Car Series. In the past, we have seen here the All Japan Sports Prototype Championship 1990-1992, the Fuji Grand Prix Champion Series 88-89, the GT World Challenge Asia 2022, the Japan Le Mans Challenge 2006-2007, the Japanese Touring Car Championship 85-98. Again, the Motocross World Championship had an appointment here in 2005. Finally, as said, the Superbike World Championship from 1988 to 2003. The total length of the track is just, to say, 3.7 kilometers, 2.3 miles, with the longest straight of 704 meters, or 2,300 feet. Width varies from 10 to 12.5 meters, that is 33 to 41 feet, and has a total elevation change of 69 meters, or 229 feet per lap. So welcome back on iKeysRacing and on the All Japan Sports Prototype Championship. Let's go to see maybe an external view of this beautiful venue. And so I can also say welcome back, ciao from Marco from Monza, arigato for coming here also today. It's more than a pleasure to race in Japan while my favorite category, the WEC, is going to race the 6 hours of Fuji at the Fuji International Circuit. And here today there will be a strong battle, believe me, because the track allows to have quite a decent, narrow and tight battle between all the cars. I must admit I did like very much the venue since the first laps. It's a very demanding track. You don't have the time to breathe, sometimes even on the main straight, because you are occupied to come from a very quick right-handed last corner, almost full throttle, to a 700 meters main straight, put the car in 6th gear, and then prepare for braking your monster and back again into the twisty left right track that Sugo Sportsland is So if you don't mind, I just wanted to give you the welcome also with my face, even if it is not the best thing to see and to watch, as always, within this historic and I hope interesting content. Today we are going to race a non-Japanese car to conclude what we have started with the Porsche 956 back in the first episode. And so I start to go here and have maybe a glimpse of a Jaguar XJR14 that we never raced even in the around the world in 24 hours type of theme published last year here on our iKeysRacing community channel. Nonetheless, it was time to try to score some points for the Jaguar that has this current situation of few points compared to all the other manufacturers involved into this theme championship. The car was on my to-do list before approaching my retirement, and will be absolutely a pleasure to drive this very quick car, despite not being, I think, in the condition to squeeze out maybe the maximum performance from this monster. At least I am justified by the fact that the car itself scored few points so far, not only because being the only Jaguar available here, but also because compared to many other cars is not maybe the quickest one, at least for the mod I have found on the web. In reality, you may remember that this car was absolutely stunning and all-conquering across the World Sports Car Championship, and in later years also, sometimes yes, sometimes not, on the All Japan Sports Prototype Championship. The car we are going to drive is the one that set the record, still nowadays available on this venue, made by Krosnov and Martini. We say ciao to Jeff for some reasons, and ciao to Mauro Martini for the incredible career as an Italian driver that had in Japan. Here they run at 1 minute and 10 seconds, something absolutely crazy. I will be not capable to do the same thing. Maybe it depends also a bit on what is the setup of the game itself, but nonetheless I will try to do my best. So we go immediately to the car setup, we try to qualify this monster, and then we will approach 1 hour race, simulating 6 hours in total. So back to the garage, we run a bit of accelerated time, and anyway, given the high temperatures, I would say 1 minute 14 of Reuter Widler with the Porsche Kremer, it is anyway acceptable from a almost last edition 962 of the Porsche compared to the 956, for example. So I'm more or less happy to see that there is quite a credible and constant strong performance from this model overall. We see some Toyotas, the 92 CV, some Nissans. Given the current situation of the manufacturer rankings, I've not touched Nissan giving more than 3 cars to the Japanese constructor, if I'm not wrong. They should be 3 or 4, not more. Yes, just the MP35 is a very slow car, so I've kept the car, but I have added Porsches, Toyotas, Mazdas, just to counterattack the strong position of Nissan currently in the ranking when we approach the last but one race for this mini championship. So I would go for the garage, loading the car setup I have prepared offline. Obviously for the qualification we will use just few liters to do just 5 or 6 laps. I'm going to use the maximum downforce available apart from 3 notches down at the rear to balance the car a bit better on high-speed corners, taking advantage of aerodynamic influences above 150 km per hour. Very similar to many other appointments, we have a strong, stiff front end, despite not using all the stiffness available. 11 for fast and slow bumpers, 16 for fast and slow rebounders. Springs maximum 300 Newton per millimeters. I went down to 280. A bit of camber, I'm not an enthusiast of too strong camber. Maybe for the qualification we can go down to 5 centimeters, if not 4 and 6 between front and rear end. The rear, as usual, very soft with the minimum allowed setup. That's it. Again, front anti-roll bar, the maximum was 5. I went down to 4 centimeters in this case. The rear, again, the maximum was 5. I stayed with just not detached rear anti-roll bar, so 0.50 centimeters. The toe in and toe out as often are at the maximum at the front, like this, pointing the front end of the car. The rear end is just a bit opened as a positive toe in. When tires will start to rotate, they will make them straight automatically, and the front end, while pushed in front, will open up for the physical matter that rules on this particular aspect of racing cars. Differential, I had a 75%, 3/4 blocked while powering, while using the throttle. Instead, half open, half closed while coasting, so every time I lift the throttle you will see the car close a bit, the cornering action. So it is something, let me say, to be driven in comfort, that's for sure. So this is for the setup. We will not have a benchmark, so there will be not another Jaguar. We will race with the second and last European car together with Porsches. We did it in the first race at Autopolis, I don't remember, in the episode 1. And so what else? We just go as it is, trying to at least be in the pack of the, I would hope, the top 15 cars. We will run with 41 slots today, so already a P20 could be a success, but a success maybe just for hoping to score points. Being instead around 117, 118 low, maybe can project the race in another way, but we will try, we will see, we will try. As always, you will be on board with me. The car is perfectly reproduced also internally. This time we will have a set of 2 rear mirrors to take advantage of, and a beautiful Ford V8 HB engine. It will scream like hell, luckily. It was, despite a bit detuned, the same engine mounted on the Benetton Formula 1 car back in the beginning of the 90s. Let's go to discover also the track from the next. Here we are. First lap to warm up tires properly, while we will follow a 787 Mazda. You can hear the scream of the Ford HB V8. Absolutely stunning material. It is the most beautiful part, the last corner, a long radius final turn. I will shut up and try 2 laps very quick. Too wide here. Oops, never touch the grass with the rear left tire. Losing a lot of time, but believe me, it's very difficult to drive this machine. It's the closest driving module, car, whatever, very similar to the video of Mark Blandel driving the Nissan at Le Mans. The level of effort to me sounds like that. Okay, was the last tentative before finishing the fuel. My goodness, how can I resist 1 hour like this? It's an indecent P21, much less better than I thought. I do not see many possibilities to have a good race. Nonetheless, we will try the best, the maximum effort hoping to stay out from mistakes. Difficult, guys, boys, girls, ladies, gentlemen. Today you will see me sweat more than in the past. I don't think that the full load of fuel will fix how nervous the car is. So I'm thinking that there's nothing maybe that can be done differently. Very brutal car, very demanding. Only word I get is demanding. So yes, we can maybe accelerate the current lap time. We already are 23rd, 4 seconds, 0.7 tenths far from Porsches, technically. Yes, today, wow, first 9 positions up to Porsches, specifically with the 962 models, some 956 here and there, Barilla, Ludwig and Asai Okada. Obviously I will not recognize during the car parade what will be the 956 and what the 962, sorry, but I'm not an expert of Porsches. I don't think there is something else I can do to improve the car setup. Technically I would keep things as they are and just hope for some retirements and some clashes at the front, but really I didn't want to believe it, but hard day today, absolutely. A very hard day. Especially thinking to have a full load of petrol. Let's go to see the strategy. We will last half of the race, more or less, and then have a mandatory pit stop after 30 minutes. We will do it, unless the car does not consume more than predicted. We will try this, dividing by 2 what is the current coverage prediction, and then we will see what will give us this possible scenario. Maybe everybody will do a stop, maybe we will discover that the car can do 1 full hour and the fuel consumption is just a silly prediction, but I don't want to risk to slow down too much, or vice versa, run too quickly and maybe having the need of a second pit stop before the end of the race, a sort of splash and go. But for what I see, Martin Donnelly and Johnny Herbert with a Porsche 962C of the Takefuji Shuppan Racing Team are leading the way. Less than 1/10 Dickens Okada with another Porsche 962 from a Nova sponsored. Then we start with a bit of gap. Giacomelli Widler, the Leighton House, no sorry, this time it is the Porsche Kramer Racing, still a 962, 2/10. Matsumoto Shuppan, Omron Racing Team, 4/10. Reuter Widler P5, Porsche Kramer Racing, half a second, as well Barilla Ludwig Jost Racing, Porsche 956B, the oldest model. The first Nissan of Krosnoff Widler is P7, model is the R91 CK of the Nova Engineering, should be the yellow one, yellow colored one with still the From A Nova sponsorship. Fuchs Kazuya P8, Porsche 962C of the Trust Racing Team. Stuck Wallach, another 962, the team is in P9, Yost Racing, and Asai Okada from A Racing, Porsche 956B. So we can stop the accelerated time, go back to the grid, save the game. We will start in P34, so maybe there is a bug again, running, who cares? I was not hoping to have something better than this. We can reload the car setup just to check that everything will be in place, like yes, the strategy. So let's go for a quick formation lap, and then we will start the race. So we have a surprising Jeff Krosnoff and the Nissan NP35 on pole position. It's a fake, obviously, result from qualifying. Fuchs Kazuya, Porsche, who knows, 962, I suppose, given the rear wing. Bailey Blundell, Nissan R91CK. Terada Yorino, Mazda 787 or 767, I don't remember. Kennedy Dudon, the other Mazda. Geoff Lees with the Toyota TS010. Dudon Kennedy, the other Mazda, as well as Ota Yorino with another Mazda 767 maybe. Brabham Katayama, Toyota TS010. Terada Yorino, Mazda MX-01, but it's the ex-Jaguar XJR14, Judd powered V10. Giacomelli Vidler, Porsche 956, wins sponsored from the GTP IMSA to have always a benchmark. Reuter Vidler, model 962, if I'm not wrong, Kenwood sponsored. Irvine Ratzenberger, Toyota. Reuter Weaver, Porsche 962, Richard Lloyd team. The other model with wings and winglets, etc. Reuter Weaver again. Terada Yorino with the last Mazda 767. I was wrong, there is also Sala Terada with this one. Another TS010 Toyota, Lee Sogawa. Donnelly Herbert, Porsche 962. Dickens Okada, still a 962. Barilla Ludwig 956 Porsche. Dumfries Ravaglia with a Toyota RC. Toyota TS010 Lammers Wallace. Kennedy Johansson with another Mazda. I've lost the car. Herbert Widler. Again Herbert Widler with the MXR01. Matsumoto Porsche Omron 956. Krosnoff Widler with the previously on pole position, if I'm not wrong, maybe no, I was wrong, Nissan. Stuck Wollek. Asai Okada 956 Porsche. Egg Ratzenberger. Asemi Suzuki. Liz Watson. As Lammers Wallace. There's a crash. Liz Wallace. Nielsen Reuter with the 962. Irvine Suzuki. Takashi Van der Merwe. Reuter Toivonen P40, and then we finish with Salaterado with the other Mazda, but I will restart the pace lap just to avoid this mess. Okay, it's a race start a bit fake because to avoid the mess of the last corner I had to skip the pace lap. So sneaky inside like this in P24, not really deserved, but taking advantage of slower moments before they will charge back. I'm already sweating. The car should be okay. Put the first instead of the third. Luckily I recognized the mistake and I kept the clutch down. One lap. Salaterado already fearing us at the back. Maybe we are a bit stronger while braking. This is a good news. P16. I was not hoping so much at the beginning of the race. Now the two pink Richard Lloyd Porsche 962 in front. But we take the opportunity to give hugs and hearts to the beautiful pink world of our women of our lives, and not only all the women of the world. Best hugs and love from iKeysRacing community. Sorry for passing you, but it's a race. Ooh, the Mazda. Don't touch the curbs. P13 after 2 liters of sweat left already on the floor. A bit of relax, maybe. Okay, at least we have a bit of gap behind. I'm not set to be in the pack of the first 13 cars. Much better than being in the pack of the position P30 onwards. No, Marco, no. Same mistake did during qualifying. Lost my momentum. Stupid mistake did cost me 10 seconds that were crucial to not lose the pack of the leaders. Yes, the drag race was lost, but the braking race was won. The last corner to me reminds me the old last corner of the Fuji venue, but this one is more brutal. Quicker cars approaching behind. It is what I wanted to avoid, losing time, because the difference between the leaders and us is absolutely more than sensible. More than a tiny fraction of performance. Look the difference in downforce and grip. Again. I wanted to keep the pace of the white and blue Amron sponsored Porsche, but unluckily I've lost for the second time and now the third. The control. Please try this mod, guys, girls, boys, ladies, gentlemen. Try this mod on this track. will kill you, even if you have a customer market Thrustmaster TGT2 with a direct drive. I think it's more or less the same with a Fanatec or a using Veld set of pedals. I fear you will squeeze your soul out from your body here. I'm not doing the heel and toe because it upsets the car a lot. There's some function to remove, I think, at this point, because outside very old cars, well, maybe less today. During the offline practice was much brutal, the effect of the heel and toe. Let's try. Minutes. It's a torture, it's not a race, this thing. Quicker was the pole sitter, or anyway one of the top 10 cars after qualification, as well as Barilla Ludwig. Previous one was Krosnoff Widler. A bit of clash for everybody in front. At least we have the advantage of the racing line. There's someone here in front very slow. That is affecting everybody. Sorry to touch the Mazda. Another Mazda out, same point as before. Tires are starting to struggle, 20 minutes elapsed. Becomes so light with the rear across full throttle the last corner. The pole sitter Jeff Krosnoff, after the bug, is the white car we have in front, and his son MP35 trying to pass Brabham Katayama with the Toyota TS010. Maybe we can win the drag race with Krosnoff. Pray for brakes. They listen our prayers. Okay, the Mazda MX-01, sister of this actual current car we are racing, is definitely out. P13, back where we were. to avoid them. Was also Kennedy due down P12, so it was a care to pass, but I didn't want to make a mess. Yes, I like very much this thing. Using the third gear in the chicane. Make the car a bit more stable, drivable. But I have to anticipate the slow hairpin. It is not an hairpin. I will show you next lap. We have seen 3 crashes or issues today, and here there's something else. Warning, yellow flag, okay, but we are P8. In Italy we have a sentence, a full course yellow. Okay, let's just must reach P7. The next car, it is 6 seconds in front. Then we do our calculations. I was saying that in Italy we have a sentence that when you have a lot of luckiness at your side, we say botta di culo. It is a sort of a hit. A hit made with your bottom. Okay, this is the possible. I've had not many times a full course yellow while playing this game, so I get that Donnelly Herbert are the red Porsche Takefuji in front of us. Then Reuter Widler is the Kenwood white and red Porsche. Dudon Kennedy, I do not remember if they are on the white and blue Omron A. Why they are so slow? Why are they so slow? Because there is a double crash here. But Dudon Kennedy are the Mazdas. The 5 and 6 Mazdas retired at the same point. So are we waiting the safety car? I must stay here. I do not just understand why they are so slow. Are they waiting someone? The worst scenario. Sorry. Barilla Ludwig Stay. Guys, if they don't go. Fine. The car was not broken, but at this pace I would almost give the computer-controlled car function the freedom to do what they have to do, because really I don't know what is going on. So it's time also for a bit of calculation. Well, no, the first thing is I've faced not very often, if not to say never, a full course yellow with this game. So I'm worried about how they are approaching the full course yellow. Okay, I was skipping the speed of I was skipping the time accelerated because, as you have seen, they crashed. But now, who is the idiot? It's a green flag now, but hasn't been this is a complete mess from the AI. I mean, I don't understand if they are racing or what. Because, for example, the Mazda behind is not slowing down. I think today we will discover something new for this game. Listen, I don't know, I go on this way. Because the Mazda behind is not respecting the full course yellow first. They are attacking, they are racing. Here there isn't anymore the block as seen before, but the race is not fuck you. I mean, nobody of these are respecting the full course yellow, and the timing on top right corner is not elapsing anymore. Today P10 Okay, we must stay behind the Mazda number 18. So is this one? Yes. And now she's... okay, there is the group. Okay, just the scene now. So it was just 10 cars waiting the others for the same lap. I don't know. Okay, given that we did 22 laps and every lap is done in 1 minute and 20 seconds, so 80 seconds, sorry. 1 minute 60 seconds, 20 seconds plus. We may have done half of the race now. So if we go to the pit now, I think we will have the coverage to finish the race, and we may lose less time pitting now than waiting for a pit stop during the green flag period. So I would go anyway, take advantage of maybe one or two laps more under caution, and then when the race will restart, at least we will be ready with all the fuel, tires changed, and so on. The other thing is, if apart from the soft compound, no, we have just or hard or soft, so I would keep like this, fine. The problem is that I do not see the safety car, so I'm wondering what are they doing. Maybe all stopping to the pit now. Some of them, yes. I'm completely overwhelmed by everything. I don't know how the computer is handling the caution period. But we take 1 second to understand what we are going to do. So yes, fuel maximum, just to be covered until the end. Soft, repair, go. There is a retirement, Irvine Suzuki. P18, many pitting, some others not, some others are 3 minutes far. So with the slow pace currently happening, we may risk to sorry, I was saying with all the mess around, some did not finish, etc. We may risk to grab some positions. The Porsche to stay behind is the pink Richard Lloyd. How many seconds? 11, so we can warm up tires. Before I was saying, if I close anticipating this corner, I can get the third gear here. Then I will show you at full speed. green flag now, 19 minutes to go. So at least a bit of time has been deduced by the overall racing time, maybe. What are you stopping? What? There is a bit of mess again. Baby boy, there was a crash. It's a sneaky P10, literally stolen. Here, I enter in second, close the corner, and then use the torque for the chicane. Use the torque, Luke! Use the torque, remember! Okay, I gain, but I must avoid the second warning. But if they don't go, I go. P6. They go in the pit. P5. I can't believe it. This is the most unfair result ever seen on this channel. Apart from the mafia attitude with Grand Prix 2 and the last grid best team season. Sun is going down, let's have a bit of headlights. A drag race with two Mazda rotary engines. Okay, two drag races won. One braking zone race won. P2. There's definitely something wrong with the management of the full course yellow. It was not only the bug of the beginning of the race with the reshuffle, usual reshuffle of the starting grid, but believe it or not, we are 46 seconds from Dudon Kennedy, I don't remember which car they are driving. But let's see if we can catch them or not. And we can catch them. 43 seconds at the previous passage. 28 now. They are crawling to the end. Pitting now. So let's see if we will have fresh enough tires and enough fuel. I suppose yes. To fight with them, but we have to be very quick here. If that is the pit entrance AI line, is the most dangerous thing I've ever seen in my life in a video game. So yes, we passed them now because they were exiting the pit. Now the thing is, will we resist for 12 minutes? Oops. They are already down to 13. So they are arriving. Maybe. And now they are Azai Okada. It's another car. Oh my goodness today. Of racing line, Marco here. Keep an eye in front if anyone else is slowing down. "11 minutes to go, 12 seconds, I can lose 1 second each minute, it's not a drama." Sorry for being so impulsive. "11 seconds of advantage as Okada. They are the only one today at this point of the race perceivable as a threat. There's someone at the back. Is again the yellow Nissan. I will let them go. I don't have to battle with them. Go. Azai Okada back to 11 seconds from us. 9 minutes to go. 10 seconds. 0.3. What are you doing, guys? You are overlapped or you are quicker, and go away and don't stay here to break my road. Eight seconds. And there's a group of overlapped cars that I hope to catch and pass before the arrival of Azai Okada. Someone touched the grass like me. 7 seconds, 0.5 behind. 7 minutes to go. I can lose 1 second each minute. They don't let me pass despite being the leader. Come on, guys, come on. Seconds. They are not moving here. They also defend the position despite being overlapped. It's incredible. Bunch of idiots. Me idiot too. 3 seconds, 0.5. .8. .3. I hope is enough the gap, thanks to the overlapped cars that are now slowing down to 4 seconds far from us. Yes, we can do it. 5 seconds. 5.6, 7. Yes, they are losing. Behind the group, just overlapped. So we can drive a bit with, if not calm, at least a bit less of stress. Yes, we did it, I think. Without mistakes or issues. 4 minutes are 3 laps, more or less. They went back to 10 seconds. I think they are still blocked by overlapped silly cars. Yes, guys, it's done. I think we did it. .17 seconds. They are lost behind the overlapped cars. Let's go relatively slowly. they are pitting now. So maybe they had a clash or an issue with the... And they're losing also P2 because they are third now. Okay, we can slow down a bit, enjoy the trip until the checkered flag. I don't think that without the mess of full course yellow managed not well as Mr. Frejitas and his team usually does for the WEC. So this is a victory literally gifted. And not deserved, but who cares? A victory is a victory. In those laps where there were a lot of packed cars, it was, I think, the moment where the leaders have completely lost the momentum and the advantage, combined, I think, with combined with the mess of the full course yellow managed badly. It was, I think, a total mismanagement by the AI and the overall brain that manages this kind of stuff. So at least I'm happy because together with you we are bringing in my mind a bit, I mean, because you will see this video after the recording, we are giving a bit of luckiness to Jaguar that for what I remember won at least one race this year, maybe I'm wrong. For the first time in our hands, at least. We are seeing a lucky day sometimes happens. 15 seconds to go. We let pass the Porsche pink of the Richard Lloyd. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, the race is over. We can arrive in surplus. No, no, because someone is killing us. Okay. Okay. And they did blow the engine. Where is the car? Here we are. They killed themselves. Suspension, splitter, aero. Okay, luckily was the last lap, so we can get it as it is. And I almost must say, next time I will not crawl to the end. I will do another lap time if needed. Because despite overlapped or whatever, they are absolutely trying to kill yourself, trying to kill you. So, victory. I'm happy for Jaguar. We did a bit of heel and toe also. Tried to be very smooth to replicate the movement, I suppose, mandatory back then, but also not strong enough to not upset the car. So a very, very, very gifted victory, but victory is a victory. We get it absolutely in our palmarès, given all the strange things happened here. But it was absolutely a pleasure to bring you also on Sportsland Sugo venue. So we can get rid of the camera. Thank you, camera. Okay. So in 1 hour and 14 minutes, iKeysRacing community wins the Sugo Sportsland race number 6 out of 7, the last but one, of the All Japan Sport Prototypes Championship, replicated-ish here on our community. Second placement for Ota Iorino with the Mazda 787, as well as for Salat Terada, Herbert Widler, Kennedy Johansson. So top 5 cars, the ones with less points so far in the classification. This is a botta di culo, a hit of with the bottom, our bottom. And P6 for Hasemi Suzuki, the first Nissan, another Mazda, Terada Iorino. P8 Fush Kazuya with the Porsche 962, P9 Dudon Kennedy, another Mazda, 10th Krosno Fiedler with the other Nissan R91 CK. So the aim of the balance of presence was to give more points to all the teams but Nissan. That's the reason behind a lot of Porsches today. At the end, the ones that are clinching points are Jaguar, luckily, Mazda a lot, it's the most prolific point undertaker today. Porsche just one car with points, P8. Nissan scores 20, 15, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, 6 plus 1, but anyway gets a bit of advantage over Toyotas and Mazdas and Nissan and Porsches. Whatever, this is the result. A lot of retirements, many with fuel. Okay, so they were the cars running very slow before the pit entrance. They created so a mess. Who knows? Well, yes, I would say, because for example here at lap 19 they did not finish for Brabham Katayama. Seems to be a did not finish on the same lap of all these cars without fuel, but many others instead had a pit. Let me say just if the second Mazda did how many pits? 1, 2, 1, no, this one, lap 20. The 2 minutes is the time of a pit stop. The 5 minutes is, I think, the issue with what we have seen with cars blocked on track, because our lap times were indecent. A 6 minutes lap at lap 19, a pit stop, that is the one we did here after the mess around, 4 minutes for another yellow, full course, and then we lower it down in the last 3 laps. Listen, whatever, we have won a race. Let's just see performances. Yeah, we were 20th car quick today, but 2 seconds far from Porsches and Nissans. Anyway, like we say in Italy, never look in the mouth of gifted horse ish. And so thank you very much. Arigato. Muchas gracias. Obrigado. Thank you very much again. Merci beaucoup. Dankeschön. Spasiba. Grazie. For coming to iKeysRacing channel to see what happened. The current classification will be updated in a couple of seconds at the end of the video. And then we will have the final, let me say, fight at Mine, on the Mine circuit. And maybe a spin-off of the season, but yes, maybe a spin-off of the season. Or maybe we will add an 8th race again with GT cars. I don't know, I'm thinking about it, how to end properly this season. Because we are missing the Fuji circuit, and I did want to bring all the 60 cars available on the Fuji venue to do an added 8th race of the season, given the great success of this theme. And so, thank you very much again anyway. Thank you very much for your likes, your watching hours, your subscriptions. They are free, they always remain free. Please, please, please go on this way, clicking the like button, subscribing and so on. And especially, I more than like your votes if you go on the iKeysRacing channel community to vote for your preferences about next cars to be driven on this channel. And so I'll wait for your replies or questions or comments or votes. You are always more than welcome. As said many times, I must add that this channel is our community channel. It's not just Marco, I'm just the face behind the camera. So please, please feel free to participate into this crazy year together, where I try every month to bring you on board on some matters, on some specifications, on some history things and blah blah blah. That being said, that's all for today. So thank you again to you all. Best wishes, best things for your life, best stunning moments for you. Remember always to stay into keen racing, and ciao from Monza, from Marco, and from the virtual Sportsland Sugo. Arigato again. Ciao. See you very soon. Bye bye. Stay very well. Bye. Ciao.